Everyone should have a Vance Newell in their life. Someone you admire, who then becomes a mentor, and eventually a friend. I worked with Vance at Old Fives on Streeter. He was enthusiastic, genuine, and direct, but not in an overbearing way. He was enthusiastic, He was supportive and encouraged people to better themselves. He didn't ask anyone to do something he wasn't willing to do or hadn't done himself. For example, he'd be right there next to us on lawn day, trimming bushes, sweeping up, whatever needed to be done. This sounds simple, but it was meaningful and it made an impression. It was obvious that he enjoyed his job. In a word, he was a professional. It wasn't all business with Vance at Fives. He once made these incredible peanut butter cookies. He said they were Aunt Nanny's Texas peanut butter cookies. Nod your head over there. You had them. They were incredible, huge. I asked Vance for the recipe, but he said it was Aunt Nanny's secret. Vance eventually left Fives and he moved up the ranks. He was always available for guidance and advice. When I got promoted, I didn't realize the ceremony included family and friends, and Vance stepped up and pinned my captain's badge. Luckily, someone had a camera and snapped a picture, which I still have. After Vance retired, he taught a fire technology class at Ben Clark. I was in the training division at the time, and he would bring his class in to tour the training center. I passed this badge pinning picture around, and I think it embarrassed Vance the first time I did it. But I wanted his class to know that their instructor knew what it takes to be successful, and that the relationships they develop can last a lifetime. When I retired, I had a party, and Vance gave me a gift that I honestly didn't open until a day or two later. But there was a card with a beautiful message that I will keep to myself. But he also included Aunt Nanny's Texas peanut butter cookies. And so later, I will raise the glass and have a stack of those cookies. Rest easy, Vance. You will be missed. Debbie's asked me to read an essay here, and a bit of a mystery about how this came apart, as far as I'm concerned. He apparently flipped it from a newspaper, and he would tape it to the inside of a phone book. And that's interesting, it's a mystery. But I think we can all get something out of these words. And you can follow along in the back of your program there in case I mess up. The Station by Robert Hastings. Tucked away in our subconscious is an idyllic vision. We see ourselves on a long trip that spans the continent. We are traveling by train. Out of the windows, we drink in the passing scene of cars on nearby highways, of children waving at a crossing, of cattle grazing on a distant hillside, of smoke pouring from a power plant, of row upon row of corn and wheat, of flatlands and valleys, of mountains and rolling hillsides, of city skylines and village halls. But uppermost in our minds is the final destination. On a certain day, at a certain hour, we will pull into the station. Bands will be playing and flags waving. Once we get there, so many wonderful dreams will come true, and the pieces of our lives will fit together like a completed jigsaw puzzle. How restlessly we pace the aisles, damning the minutes for loitering, waiting for the station. When we reach the station, that will be it, we cry. When I'm 18, when I buy a new 450 SL Mercedes-Benz, when I put the last kid through college, when I paid off the mortgage, when I get a promotion. When I get a promotion, when I reach the age of retirement, I shall live happily ever after. Sooner or later, we must realize there is no station, no one place to arrive at once and for all. The true joy of life is the trip. The station is only a dream. It constantly outdistances us. Relish the moment is a good motto, especially when coupled with Psalm 118:24. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. It isn't the burdens of today that drive men mad. It is the regrets over yesterday and the fear of tomorrow. Regret and fear are twin thieves who rob us of today. So stop pacing the aisles and counting the miles. Instead, climb more mountains, eat more ice cream, go barefoot more often, swim more rivers, watch more sunsets, laugh more, cry less. Life must be lived